Hello, Stitchers. Welcome to Stitch Please, the official podcast of Black Women Stitch, the sewing group where Black Lives Matter. I'm your host, Lisa Woolfork. I'm a fourth-generation sewing enthusiast with more than 20 years of sewing experience. I am looking forward to today's conversation, so sit back, relax, and get ready to get your stitch together. Hello, friends. Hey. I am so happy to be here and happy to see you. I am turning on comments just in case there are people out there who have something to share. But I'm Lisa from Black Women Stitch and the Stitch Please podcast. I am here in my sewing studio where I am going to show you some fabrics that I got from South Africa. Now, I might need to back up a little bit, but if you are here, give me a heart, a thumbs up. Let me know where you are watching from. Hello, Dr. Flo, Andre. Andre, it's so very good to see you, Dr. Flo. I appreciate you being our first commenter. And I am going to tilt this down a bit so that y'all can see a little bit of like the table, because that's where all the fabric is going to go. So thank you so much, y'all, for being here. Welcome to our friends in all the social platforms. And I am showing off fabric here. So thank y'all for so much for getting me, I'm going to call it a fabric haul, though I don't really believe in hauls, but fabric haul. Yes. And it's from South Africa. Y'all, I had a wonderful time in South Africa. It was a lovely time. I learned a lot. I was there for the purpose in some ways of learning. And so I am happy to be home and happy to share the fabric that I got. So let us do that. It is all under the table because the way that my visual, I'm a visual type learner type person, and I need to be able to see what I see. Welcome from Pittsburgh. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, Cynthia, thanks for coming in from Northern Virginia. Welcome from New Jersey. Thank you so much for joining us today, Christine. I'm so grateful. Hello, and welcome. So let me go grab the fabric. It is a lot. I can also show you, I'm almost done with the swatch cards too. So here are the swatch cards because I would like to swatch it as I go. But let me give an example. I'm going to give you an example of the swatch cards and why I use them. I have done an episode of this on the Stitch Please podcast. And so you'll be able to find that. I don't have off the top of my head. We have very close to 300 episodes now. So I'm not going to remember where I talked about this. Hey, Geraldine Wilkins. Welcome, Geraldine. She's an amazing quilter. She's joining us over on the Clock app. And thanks to those who are also in IG and other places joining. Just to confirm, the comments that I can see are coming in from YouTube, and they are coming in from TikTok. I'm not able to see comments from any other platform. So if you have them, please let me know. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Hey, Lavette. Hey, Risner Costumes. Welcome. So good to see y'all. Hello. All right. So I like a swatch ring. If you notice behind me, my fabric is organized in a variety of ways. The stuff in these drawers in columns A and columns B are fabrics that I have 3 yards or less. If it's 3 yards or more, it gets hung up in this section here and that section there, right? But if it's 3 yards or less, it gets put here. So I'm hoping that everything I bought has a place to live. Okay, that's what I'm hoping, that everything I purchased has a place to live. Oh, great. Excellent. I am so happy that you got the cards, Pamelia. Yay. You know what I wish I had done and what I like to do for travel is to bring them with me. So when I'm getting the fabric cut and measured, I don't have to come back and measure it again. Or I can save my receipt. I can save my receipts, and the receipts have the amount written on it. But what I'm showing you right now, what I'm going to make is these swatch cards. So ideally, when the system works well, A2, right here, A2 Oh, I'm doing well. I am doing well. Thank you so much. So I go to A2 and then I go to drawer A2. Drawer A2 has knit fabrics only because this is the knits column A and B is the woven column. So if I were to take drawer A2, right, I should ideally be able to flip through here and see. Okay, so I know I have that. It's right here. I should have this gray in here. It's right here. I should have this stretchy right here. I do. It's right here. So the purpose of the swatch cards, and some of these need to be updated because I feel like I used this already and I didn't take it out. It's this, any system is only as good as the energy you want to put into maintaining it. Don't build out something that you know you're not going to follow up with, right? But this works for me and it helps me. And the reason I like it is because it keeps me from like ripping through all the drawers and figuring out what do I have and how much do I have and where is it going to be. I don't have time for that. Let me just grab some of these and flip through them. Now, I know other folks have the same idea and they do it digitally. Now, if someone from the wide world of Airtable wants to partner with me, I definitely organize my materials, not my materials. I organize my patterns. I've got about 700 patterns, I guess. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Who knows? But I have them organized in an Airtable. And I also pay people to help me organize those into the Airtable because Airtable's cloud-based. I can give somebody a stack of patterns and say, would you mind? I'll pay you $20 an hour to input this data into this thing, and then I'll be able to use it. And so that's worth it to me. I'm also wanting to start up organizing my woven fabric offcuts into something that I can cut into shapes. I can make my own layer cakes. I can make my own strips. That basically it takes that scrap fabric and makes it a little more useful for a little more useful. Christine, I have invented these cards. I invented these. I made these up myself. This, and if you look at some of the earlier versions of the card, you can see where it says, thank you so much for the heart need. Thank you. You can see where it says Ben or boys shirts, right? Because when I was buying stuff, I only really sewed for my family. So I would just say, oh, this is for Ben, this is for Ryan. Riley would like this. This is for, and I very rarely marked stuff for myself because that's who I mostly sew for. But like, so right here, for example, I like the cards because you can update and write on them. Now you can do the same thing with written things, you know. Hey, hello, welcome. So glad to see you. Oh, good. And that's right. If you are a Patreon subscriber, if you are a paid Patreon subscriber, you get the cards. And you can print them out just like this. And you can put them on cardstock just like I'm about to do. So do check that out. We are actually about $1,000 a month away from having pretty much our production needs met. We are about $500 a month away from just kind of breaking even. We can pay the editors. We can't pay me. We can't really pay the brand manager. We can pay the editors if we get $500 more a month. So I would invite everyone to please consider subscribing to the P. You don't have to give me $500 personally, but you could give me 10, 15 a month. You know, I'm worth it. Hashtag. But look, so here's an example of how I'm using the cards here. So in addition to having the information that's printed on here, I like to add additional information about what I did. So when I bought this fabric, because you know how you be buying fabric and you're like, what was I gonna make with that? What am I gonna make with that? Why did I buy this? Have you ever had that? Why did I buy this? Well, girl, look, Lisa, you said in your own handwriting that you bought this for t-shirts, shorts, a color block dress, a summer dress, and panties from scraps. Now, if you look at what I circled here, the only thing I have made is panties from scraps. But I still have the fabric here and I know how much I have. And this is one of Quinora Renee's earlier designs using her cotton lycra fabric. And this is a custom print. So just to show you why I do that, why I like it, because I just do. I'm a nerd, and nerds make the world go round, and they make things a lot easier. So what I'll do now, I'm going to go get my stapler, and I'll go get my stapler and my hole punch, because that's what you need to make these. And if you see right behind me, right here, there's all of these drawers, A, B, all the way down, A1 to A8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are they all have cards. They all have cards. C is like my fat quarters, things that like I have organized based on content. I do put some scrap pieces of knit fabric up here, but I think that you can use more. I think you can get more out of a woven fabric that might be in an awkward piece. But my plan is to use the AccuQuilt that I have and to use it to cut strips and blocks and squares out of my scrap fabric. And I'm going to ask someone to come help me do that, like to help me organize it and things like that. So let me know if you have any questions. Hello and welcome. Hey, good to see you. Hello, welcome. So glad to have y'all. Thank you so much. And welcome to you folks joining us from Insta and Patreon, Facebook, and TikTok. All right, so yes, I did indeed make the card. I am so glad that the cards were helpful to you. I am so grateful for that. It makes me feel really good. So in order to swatch these fabrics, I have to have some cards. And so I am going to, if you do not mind indulging me in putting some of these cards together. And then after that, I will pull up the fabric. Now, what I did was, I ripped that one and I am still using it, y'all. What I did was I bought fabric from several stores in Cape Town, South Africa. I totally love doing what I call the 2 Fs. I always look for food and fabric everywhere I go. Those are really the only souvenirs I want. The only souvenirs I want are memory of delicious food and fabric that says, oh, I bought that fabric in Cape Town. I bought that fabric in New York. I bought that fabric in Philly. I bought that fabric in Paris. I bought that fabric in, that's what I like to do. Because then when I make it, and people are like, oh, that dress is so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I know, right? I don't mean to sound like a bitch, but I got this fabric in Paris, girl. Yes. So, yes, that's right. And Canada has some really lovely pieces as well. And it's also just finding something that's different, something that you might not see everywhere. I do enjoy that too. I was just talking to Josie, who she owns LA Finch Fabrics. And I was just telling her that I think I want to come to LA before the end of the month, because I'm thinking maybe it'll be a good idea to buy some fabric there before the tariffs and all of this stuff starts to hit us at the end of this month. But then at the same time, I also don't want to be making myself oh no, I've got it back, panic buying, So, if I get to LA, that would be great, because I can see my family. I might be able to see a couple friends. And I love the fabric in LA. Is better than anywhere else in the US. That is my opinion. It's better than in New York. It's much less expensive. And it's a great variety. And you get to shop outdoors in open air, which is something that you can't do very well in New York. Hello, welcome. Hey, Karen. Hello. And so now what we're going to do is, I only have a few more, but listen, y'all are not going to believe this fabric that I bought. And you know what? If you could do me a favor right now, think about some good button-up shirt patterns or tunics. So I know what I'm going to make for myself. I think I'm going to use the woven fabric, the shui shui, and I'm going to make a dress I think I'm going to do the Rush Cutter dress. The Rush Cutter is a woven pullover dress that has really deep pockets. I think that's going to be a great travel dress. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'd be a really good travel dress to have that one going. And I say that because the pockets are like more than a foot long. So you put stuff way down in your pockets, you know, and if you don't want to carry like a purse or whatever, you can just put your phone down there, passport copy or whatever you use when you're traveling like that. And that could be, excuse me, that could be really good. I enjoyed it. That's what I did for mine. I absolutely used mine as a travel dress, and it meant that I did not have to have a purse, which felt cumbersome. And the pockets are like really, really deep because they go all the way down to the hem of the dress. If you do have people with sticky fingers, it's going to be very difficult for them to get all the way down the side of your leg to get your stuff. So it's another idea. Now, if I wanted to be super security conscious, I bet what I could do is make a little pouch, a security pouch that then snapped inside of the pocket so that it wouldn't come off. But it feels like more energy than I want to put into a project like that, especially now that I have to. I don't know why it just occurred to me that I ordered 10 yards of rayon challis. And I did that because my son wanted silk pajamas. He said silk. Okay. What was I going to say? Shoot, what was I going to say? Oh, the reason I got my son rayon challis instead of silk. So the baby said he wanted silk. Okay, listen, y'all tell me. Well, I'm going to say y'all tell me, but really all I'm looking for is agreement. Okay, just so you know what the expectation is. I'm about to tell you something, and the only thing I want you to do is agree. Okay, so we're not having a debate or anything. I'm looking for affirmation. So here's the story. My baby wanted silk pajamas. Silk pajamas, long sleeved and short sleeved. No, he wanted long pants and long sleeved silk pajamas. The baby's taller than me. I'm not a short person. I'm tall. I'm 5'7". I think that's tall for a woman, or average height for a woman. Your girl, Lisa, starts looking for silk fabric. She finds it. Do you know? Can you just drop in the chat how much you think silk fabric is per yard? Real silk, charmeuse, not silk organza, because organza not gonna make nobody no pajamas. That's comfy. Silk charmeuse. How much do you think silk charmeuse cost per yard? I'm gonna see if we have the same experience. All right, I got some folks on TikTok who have some guesses. Who else has guesses? Let me know if you got some guesses. All right. SC Couture, who is Stony from the Soul Train, she's found some silk for $25 a yard. Anybody else? Okay, Christine, $65 a yard. Yep. Anybody else has found some silk? Any other silk prices? Yeah, expensive is right. So Stony, listen, friend, send me the $25 a yard silk you done found, especially if it's cute. Because when I tell you all I could find was $60 a yard, $60. And you know what else it was? 44 inches wide or 43 inches wide. So, with the conversion, you've got to get more fabric, than you might if it's 43 inches wide. I did the calculations, okay? Oh, in Atlanta. Well, I'll talk about it. Maybe what I need to do is go do a trip to Atlanta rather than LA. Pamelia, you found some at $30? Listen, if y'all have found some $30 a yard silk, link it up to your girl, okay? Message me on any way you can find me. You can find me at blackwomensstitch@gmail.org.com. Please share the links. Because when I tell you all I found in the silk made by the silkworm was $60 a yard, and the child needs a minimum of 3 yards. Minimum. 3 yards is going to get him maybe long pants and short sleeves, but he wanted long pants and long sleeve. So I'm thinking I need 5 yards. Am I a bad parent for not wanting to spend $300 on child's pajamas? Now, child is an adult. Child is a 21-year-old, very smart, law student, starting law school at Yale University, super amazing child, love him 1,000%. I sleep in an old t-shirt with holes in it, okay, and some drawers. That's what I sleep in, okay? I sleep in t-shirt and underwear. I, with an actual income, do not have $300 pajamas. And actually, it wouldn't be, because right, what's 6 times 5? 6 times 5 is 300, right? Yeah. I don't have I don't have, yeah. The ones I saw was $60 a yard. It had sent, so a friend sent it to me. And so I said, okay. Now, y'all know, if y'all remember, if you haven't listened to this episode, I invite you to listen to it. It's with Madia Muhammad. We did it this year, and she talks about fabric alchemy in one of her very first episodes. But I've been trying. I'm definitely going to say I do enjoy a polyester. I like spandex. I like a little bit of stretch in my jeans. I definitely like stretchy underwear. So I use polyester because polyester has that stretch, and that's what I like. And I admit that it is not a good thing for the planet. I admit that. And I just say it's a growth area. Okay. I'm in a growth area. However, I said I would like to extend. So rayon is a natural fiber. It comes from different plants, and it is not, of course, silk. And I don't think it's as robust, I don't think, especially in the form of challis. Now, why I couldn't find a doggone rayon charmeuse? Why didn't I get that? Why didn't I get a rayon charmeuse? I have a feeling that I have really done myself, I won't say a disservice, but I definitely think that I have set myself up to extend to help me extend my practice of patience. That's what I have happened, because I have a feeling that challis is going to be like the Minky of wovens. You know how Minky behaves. It doesn't want to sit still. It doesn't want to go where you lay it. I'm really hoping that I did not do that. I am really hoping that the challis I got will be compliant and obedient, and it will want to live its life as my child's pajamas. I got it from a place called Cali Fabrics in the Bay Area. All right, so here go my cards. I've made 30. Okay, I've made 30. I am really hoping. I'm just going to show y'all the South Africa fabric, because otherwise we'll be here 1,000 years. But I'm really hoping that in addition to the South Africa fabric and the and the stuff I got in Virginia, that it's less than. Look at Christine Jefferson boosting. Look at Christine, I have an idea. Christine, real quick. If you give me $295, let me just be nice. If you give me $250, I will chip in the $50 and all of the labor to make the baby some pajamas. He is worth it. Yes, he knows that. He knows that. You know, it was funny because the kind he wanted were like Versace, right? I looked at Versace. The Versace, they were $1,400, and I was like, I guess I'm starting to see why them shits cost $1,400. The pajamas he wanted were $1,400 from the Versace site, and I'm like, we got Versace at home. We got Versace at the house. I'll make you some Versace. Call it Mama Sachi. That's right. Mama gonna make you some Mama Sachi. Mama Sachi. Oh yeah, you gotta work for your social. Oh, child. Let's hope that we get to keep Social Security. Don't even get me started. Make them when he graduates from law school. Yeah. So I did not get, and I think when I asked, so basically what I did, and I didn't try to gaslight him like I had been doing for much of his life. This poor baby, I'm sure I have contributed to the miseducation of my own child, because we would go to Joann's and I would let him go to the silky section of the fabric store and he could pick out what he wanted. And it was just that polyester stuff that they have at Joann's. And you can tell it's polyester and not silk because it's hot in the summer and cold in the winter. Yeah, so it's my own fault. But I did send him a swatch. I sent him an image of the fabric listing. And I said, do you want silk or do you want silky? And he was like, I don't want silk. I think silk is going to be too much work. I didn't tell him what I had learned, which was that silk is not that big a deal. If you wash it, you just got to keep washing it. And then that's how you get washable silk. Did y'all know that? That's how you get washable silk. It's just wash it. And whatever it's going to be like that, that's how it'll be from now on. And people just put it in the regular washer and dryer. I also think that he's not quite ready for the fabric care that finer clothes might require. I've definitely been explaining this to him many times. Like, don't just throw that stuff in the washing machine and then throw it in the dryer. Like, if you want a washing machine, wash it, because I know you're not about to hand wash anything. Wash it on gentle and then hang it to dry. Your things will last longer. This is a child who could not be bothered to separate white clothes from dark clothes. How you gonna want some silk pajamas that cost $300 if you don't want to separate your white clothes from your dark, your lights from your darks? It's just like, it's all the same. So, okay, so we have ourselves set. Let me go get my stapler and the hole punch, because what I'm hoping is I'll be able to put some of this stuff actually away. So over here in this section, that's where all the hanging things are. I'll also show you the hangers that I use. Does anybody else hang up fabric? Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. Does anybody else hang their fabric? I'll show you the hangers that I use. I have a few of them over there because they can be really helpful. I'm also going to look here and see. I might have a couple of drawers available, but I can tell you, I did the purchasing without any thought for where I'm gonna put it. I'll find some place. I'm gonna find some place. I'm gonna find it. Don't worry. Okay. Let's start with the knits. Okay. These came from a shop called, this is one of the larger stores in Cape Town, and they had a variety of all sorts of fabrics. They had knits, they had wovens. I don't think they had any shway shway, but there was a place that like only had shway shway, so that's where I got my shway shway from. And I got a little bit of a lesson on the use of shway shway. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to measure this out, and then I'm going to put this in. I do believe I have space over here, so let me go grab a couple hangers and show you. Good. I got two hangers down, which means I got space for two things. Ooh. 3 and 4. Look, yay! All right. Have y'all seen these kind of hangers before? Have you seen these before? These kind of hangers and the shape of them These are for when I got these from the dry cleaners. I also got them when we had a party for my oldest son's graduation. We rented tablecloths, and they came folded up and pressed on this. And they said, "Oh, just return the tablecloths to us dirty in a bag." And I was like, "Hooray for hangers!" So I kept these. But I also have purchased these from the local dry cleaners. When you get your drapes cleaned, you can do that. So Christine is adding that she uses wooden hangers as a space savers, and you can see it easily. And then they have the cover from the dry cleaners, which I think is a good idea if you're going to have fabric kind of stored in a place where it's going to get like dusty, or you want to kind of keep the elements off of it. I don't use a wooden hanger. I use wire hangers with a cover. Some of the fabrics I use don't have to have a cover on them. I'm trying to think which ones I do that don't have covers. If I think it's like an ITY necessarily, I know it's going to like wash out when I, press it or use it or whatever. But for the most part, I like to use these hangers because they allow for thick fabrics to be folded over them. So these are the 4 hangers that I'm going to use for the fabric I have in front of me right now. I also got 4 cards. And again, I did not get the stapler. I'm going to get that. I said I was going to. Okay. So I got this little stapler right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab the ring that this fabric will live on. Remember I said that I have 2 areas of fabric here in this collection. I've got wovens. I've got wovens behind me. These are woven fabrics right here, 3 yards or more. And those over there are the knit fabrics, 3 yards or more. And here's the ring for the knit fabrics. So I can go through there and see like, oh, this is a Brooklyn romper fabric. This is a winter dress fabric. This I was going to make Nikki from Beauté J'adore, the Nomi pattern. I was going to make out of this, but the stretch was in the wrong direction, so I couldn't make it from that. I forgot what I did with that. Oh, I did finally use this. This is a Black Magic Leopard large colorful bamboo knit, which I think I made a dress from. And then I got this from a place called Javi Textile, which must be in LA. I should have written that on the back. But yeah, so I write down, again, what it is and what I plan to do with it. So when I look at it, it's like, oh, what was I thinking? Good afternoon. What was I thinking? It's like, oh, I was thinking that. Okay. So now we have everything we need except the pencil. My pen. Oakley dokley. So if I had the bag that everything came in, I would know. But at the same time, they measure in meters, and I just kind of was chalking up because a meter is a little bit bigger than a yard. Oh, look. Michelle is saying that she's on Ryan's side. She doesn't separate darks and light, wash in cold and never have a problem. I think he washes in warm and hot, just like whatever happens to be on there. Well, I'm very glad that you haven't had any difficulties. So, all right. So here is one that I got because I like fun prints. I really like fun prints. And I thought this was one of those. What did I say? I forgot. Scissors. You can't swatch without scissors. So I always grab a piece from the selvage edge somewhere near the top. When the fabric is printed as this one is all the way across, it doesn't need much. So this is the swatch that I'm going to use for this. And then it lets me know that it stretches in some ways, that it's mostly a neoprene. I will probably use this more like a woven rather than a knit. I put it on the card, staple it. It is 60 inches wide. It could be a dress jumpsuit. It could be dress jumpsuit is pretty much what I would like. I don't think I want anything else out of it. But that's what I was thinking. But does anyone else have any ideas about what this could be? Dress jumpsuit feels good. Even like those, I've been seeing a lot of two-piece sets, like little crop top, little elastic waist pants, and people wear that. And I'm like, that's the tracksuits the aunties used to wear when I was a girl, and now they're cool again. So make one of those. But first I have to see how much is on here. So I'm going to, good, it's in half. All right, so I can go from this way. I think this is gonna be 4 yards. How much do you think it's gonna be? Here is 1, 2, which is 4 yards, and like 4 yards and 16 inches. So close to 4.5. Close to 4.5. So I'll say 4 plus. 4 plus. And then, so I have these little lines next to it. You see, I have the lines next to it. So after I cut something, I can measure it again, and then it'll be lower. So that's what I've done for this one. I'm now going to use my little hole punch and punch a hole in the side here, which is why I like to use cardstock plus the printer paper so that it doesn't come apart. Like, you know, these are around for like years, and you just don't want it to kind of come apart. All right, so now, so you like it. Okay, what could I make though? What could I make? Blazer? Oh yeah, that could be fun. Like a little jacket. Okay, so now we have one fabric and one idea, or 2 ideas. I will wash this fabric before I get ready to use it. That's what I'm gonna say, because it's the truth. I do not want to wash all this fabric right doggone now. I so don't want to do that. Really bad, don't want to. And so then I can fold it like this. And then when I put it over there, I can still see what's beneath it. So I'll just put a little pile here and hopefully can fold up the rest like that. Now my hope is I got the same amount for everything. If this one is 4 yards, no, don't do that. I was going to say, if this one's 4 yards, I'm going to assume that they're all 4 yards. Very bad idea. Don't do that. I thought this was very fun and interesting. Look at that. So it is a mesh machine knit over what looks like a black fleece. Now, this doesn't have much stretch at all. It is a knit, but it's a novelty knit. And I think you see this little teeny tiny, what's that, like maybe 20% one way and less the other way. This still would make, I think, a pretty good pullover set, short set. There's so many things that you could be. So at least that's what I thought when I saw it. Any ideas about what this could be? Close up. And you can see the layers when you look at the side. Let's go on. We'll get our 2 ends together. It is heavy. Two. 4. All right, I got 4 meters of everything. I'm just going to say that because that's what I think I did. I did the same thing at the Shui Shui store. I think I got 3 meters of everything, and I should have got 5 meters of everything because that fabric is more narrow. Okay, so now we have this. Now this is super bulky. I have to decide, do I want to hang it up and take up a lot of space, or do I want to put it in the armoire where I sometimes shove things, but I know where they are, so I probably should not shove it there. Don't do that, Lisa. Here, do the grown-up thing. Here, go hang it up. There. Another thing I could do is I could add another fabric on the side as well. That's another option. Hey, 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 hello, welcome, welcome. All right, so now we're gonna say, I didn't swatch it. So we're gonna say 4 plus, we're gonna say 60 wide. Pants, shorts, dress, jumpsuit, blouse, top. It could be all that. It could be all that. Hey, that's right. I have not. Hey, so what, Monet? I have not been here for a minute. I have been. Thank you so much for the heart me. Thank you so much for the daily heart me, y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Oh, it's a great question about the swatch cards. I do keep them. I do keep the swatch cards. I have a box of discarded or cards that I use up the fabric for, and they are also kind of in chronological order. But when I finish something, I'll write that it's finished and I'll put the date, which is kind of neat if I put the date of when I bought it, because sometimes it takes a minute for you to use that. When I say that I bought this in Cape Town, 2025 July. All right. Oh, let me get a little snip. It's just so interesting, right? Isn't it so interesting? I think so. I think it's super cool. A jacket over the pants and the other fabric. Oh yeah, I like patterns too. I love a pattern. I love a pattern. And texture. So that one looks good. And here. There we go, ready to go. This next one, I also believe is 3 yards. This is a little bit easier to work with. The texture is, this could be actually like a turtleneck style, I think, because it kind of has on one side, let me just put the swatch on. I'll get a little closer to show you. I also think that gray goes with everything. But look, so you can see it is lightly textured on the front. This is the front. Lightly textured on the front. And then on the back, it has a little bit of relief. You can see a little bit of the relief on the back. So this one, I thought for sure a nice knit dress, a pullover, real stretch in one direction at least with a little bit less in the other. But I think it could be kind of a fun thing. So let's find the raw end, the cut ends, baby love. And I do think I got 4 for everything. Okay. Okay, so there is 1, 2. Yeah, this is also 4 meters. This is also 4 meters. And that one's 4 meters too. But I'm really excited for that one. I think I might use that one first. I don't know what I'm going to make. But let me show you. The last one I think is my favorite. Well, I might put it on top of that other one. We'll see. But you see how these hangers are nice and heavy so they don't drop or droop? Okay. And then there's this one. I really like this one. I love a print like this. I think it's so pretty. I just love that. And it is another knit. This one is very stretchy. Only one way, but very stretchy. So this seems very promising. I think it's a kind of fabric that's going to have to be cared for well or babied, not, washed separately, hung to dry, etc. No wire hangers. But if you put these on here, that's way better. It's not violent. Yeah, sweater dress, knit dress with boots, yes. Or what's that simplicity pattern that everybody and their mama was making? Remember that? It was Simplicity 9317 or something like that. It looked like a turtleneck shirt that was also a dress. It was also 2 pieces. Remember that? Everyone was making that. Even I was making that, and then I lost it. So, oh well. I don't know what that junk is, and I'm not gonna buy another one. I'm gonna get another one. All right, so that was 2, and this is gonna be 4. Yep, there we go. That's the 4 meters. I think this is gonna be so cute. I really like it a lot. I really do like it. So all these are 4 yards or 4 meters. Well, they're also more than 4 yards. So that means that they're going to get hung up over there. I really also need to give away some fabric. Okay. I just need to do that. I don't know if I should give it away as part of like I don't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it, and also raise funds because I know I don't like to be saying like, oh, Lisa always begging. Shit, Lisa has expenses. It's not podcast is not free to do. So yeah, yay, so pretty. Okay, so those are ready. 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be 4 plus 60 dress. Blouse tops. I'll say Cape Town 725. Cape Town 725. So I knew I did that 7th month, 25th year. And same thing here. 4 plus 60 dress, and I'm underlining dress because I like the idea of a dress for this, as well as even like a skirt. I don't really love 2 pieces, so I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. And I got that at Cape Town. RSA, Republic of South Africa. 725. All right. And just get the swatch piece. I'm trying to find the beginning and I cannot. So we'll just use we'll use a selvage piece. Selvages are helpful. There we go. I don't remember it from this. And I don't have to remember it because the whole thing is up there. It's not like I have it in storage someplace else. I am the storage. Fix the thing. All right. So these are ready to join the other swatches. I love a sweater dress. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Hey, 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 welcome y'all. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking the live. And we got these two. All right, so we got these are ready to go in the knit section. Let's take a look at the woven section, because I think for the woven section, I might just wash the fabric now, because I do want to use it to make, I think my spouse, Ben, they're interested in a shirt. Riley, my oldest boy, is always interested in a shirt. And the younger boy wants $300 silk pajamas. So he's going to be getting something different. Not bad. Not bad. Something just as good. Okay, so I got these pieces. This is Shui Shui, and I got it from um, a shop in South Africa called Nandi Textiles. Nandi Textiles, Nandi, Nandi Textiles, or Mnandi, Nandi Textiles. And there are only a couple places you can get like official Shui Shui or official manufacturers. And that's where these came from. These are just fat quarter pieces that I'm not going to do anything else with, but I know quilters love a Shui Shui. It is a very sturdy, heavy fabric. But when you wash it, it washes beautifully. It's 100% cotton. The dye process that they use is really very cool. And I just got a lot of interchangeable ones that I thought were very fun. Oh, so you've been to Nandi Textiles. Isn't it so much fun? Did you see this when they went? I got these $5.99 cotton PJs. Where to find African textiles? Well, you can actually find some African textiles right here in the US. There are amazing vendors like Cultured Expressions, which is in Rahway, New Jersey. There is African Zesty Couture, which is in Texas, and she sells fabric. Both of those folks sell fabric online. There is African Stretch Fabrics, and that's, I think that she has her own website as well as an Etsy site. So there's lots of ways to get African textiles here in the US. So that is definitely a thing. Absolutely, yes, that can definitely happen. But let me show you this. This was unusual. I don't know if you can see all of what this is, but do you see how it's narrow right here, but wide right here? Then narrow, right? I don't know if you can see all that. Hold on. See, it's narrow here, but wide here. Wide here and narrow next to it. This is a skirt. It is a skirt panel that lets somebody who is not good at fussy cutting get a really cool secondary design. So, oh, no worries. I hope your craft fair goes super well. I hope it goes super well. But do you see how those things are like the circles are kind of zigzagged? One is up, one is down, one is up, one is down, one is up, one is down, one is up, one is down. You see that? When you cut them apart and sew them in a circle, they all even out. So you end up with a skirt that has, like, you know, that looks like it was perfectly cut. And this is a zero waste fabric. It's a zero waste fabric because it printed it in wedges. See? So you go here, follow this line, and you go here and follow this line. So essentially, these are just wedges. And when you sew them all together, you get a skirt that matches your waist. I got a few extra pieces so that I could have it slip up and down like an elastic waist skirt, because I don't want to do a waistband and a zipper and all of that stuff, because I don't want to. I can, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. Isn't that neat? I thought that was so super neat. So super neat. Oh, yeah, it's for the beginners. Yes, yes, yes. Cowgirl Creation says, this is for me. Yes, yes, absolutely. But it'll also give you like, I think, a good feeling for like what to look for and expect when you start to do this kind of fussy, because this is definitely an advanced technique, I believe, to get all this just right. I love it because I just enjoy that kind of thing, but it's a good way to enter. So I thought this was really cool. So I don't know when I'm going to ever use this, but I will at some point. And it's less than 3 yards, so it can go in the drawer. Yes, which I have space for. I know I got space for that. Now for this one, I might not swatch it. What I might do for this one, because I don't want to lose any of the piece, I'll have to think about how I want to swatch that. I might just put a name or describe the fabric rather than cutting it and putting it on. These I thought were very pretty, and I got these because the colors were coordinated in a way that felt like really cool to me. But I do think I need to wash all of these fabrics today. Degama 3 Cats is the ones that make the shui shui, and this label is so much easier to get off than for Ankara. Look, I didn't even iron it or nothing. It just came right off. Hooray. And like very little residue. But again, oops, sorry to shake y'all. Very little residue. I'm about to wash it. Take a pic. Oh yeah. Take a pic sketch. That's a good idea. All right. So this, I'm going to see what I actually, and you can see it says 3 cats on the other side as well to make sure you got the legit stuff. All right. So let me see where I got this cut. This is also very narrow fabric, and I was not thinking. And this is why I think I'm going to have to do a lot of mix and matching, I believe, because I don't think I got enough fabric. I really don't. I think because I think this is only like, I think this is less than 40 inches. Yeah. This is 35 inches wide. That is 10 inches less than I'm used to for making apparel. And I don't think I got enough. I really don't. I think I only did 3. And that's not going to be enough, yo. So we're going to be making it do what it do. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Because I really feel like I kind of did not do a good thing on this. Yeah, look at that. That's 2 yards. And that is, yeah, I think it's like 3. I can't open it. If that other piece was 2, it's 3. Like 3 1/4. These pieces are all 3 1/4, which, oh yeah, and I got to wash it. And I got to wash it. So I'll measure it again after I've washed it. But I think I might wash all of the shui shui, wash it, and I'm going to wash it. They said, they were like, you don't have to put in the wash. You don't have to wash it. Just dunk it in warm water. I was like, ooh, I'm sorry to say that I'm not a dunk it in warm water kind of girl. I'm going to throw that junk in the washing machine, and then I'm going to forget about it for quite a few hours. And then when I go to watch TV, I'll switch it and put it in the dryer. But there's not much in me that's going to be doing this with the buckets. I'm sorry. My grandmother did work as a laundress. And in honor of her, I recognized how useful that can be. But no, I don't want to. I don't want to. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so I will not be doing it by hand. But the great thing about it is that these pieces do work together. So if for some reason, so here's my 3 1/2 yards here. And if I have enough 3 1/2 yards, which I believe that's what I did, I just got excited and started shouting out random numbers, and I should have shouted a higher number. Yeah, I really think this is also 2 yards. Yeah, 3 1/4 of a narrow fabric. Remember, this is 35 inches. It is not heavy, but So I'm just going to remember that all these are 3.5 yards or 3.25 yards. And then start to think about matching. Oh, you notice I did think, I thought, even if I didn't have enough, I can definitely do things like collars, cuffs, plackets from these pieces. I definitely believe I could do that. So, I know it's so bright, right? Oh, Get Therapy. This is my friend Denise, who I made a mistake of making her some draws once, and they were so amazing. And now she keeps harassing me to make her other things. Oh, there's a shop in the States that sells shui shui. And if you, oh, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm having offer to get more fabric if I need it. What I'm going to try to do, Penelli, I thank you so much. I mean, I'm sorry, Karen, thank you so much for that. What I'm going to try to do is use what I have. I really feel like of all of this, I should be able to make it work without more. I know for sure I can get a collar out of this. If I make it long sleeve, I can get cuffs. So I really feel like I can make the smaller pieces do a job. And I think that's why I got so many of them. I really think that's why I got so many. But so I thought, like, if you look at this, well, look at this one. I think these two work together. See, this is a small, tiny baby print. And this one is just kind of bigger, medium size. I think they work together pretty well. So I don't mind putting those together. There's that. I love this color. I'm a big turquoise teal type girly. So I thought of putting these two together, but let me show you in a different way. We know what this is. This is going to be 3.25. Very curious to see what happens when I wash them, though. I'm going to wash them like I wash everything else. I'm going to just wash them on medium, warm, dry them on warm, like, because that's how we'll treat the shirts, right? Or should I wash the fat quarters separately and then see how that turns out? What do you think? Because they just said just need to rinse the wax out. And when the wax comes out, it is really soft. So I'm not sure. But here's an example of what I thought from mix and match. This, which I'm not sure how well you can see. This with this. Yes, it's loud. Yes, it's all of the above. Another one could be this with this. I like that. I did not get too much of this. I think this is pretty nice too. And then there's this. So I feel like all the color bases go well together, and so that they can be kind of mixed and matched. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that between the multiple 3-yard pieces that I have, I should be able to get a dress for myself, a short sleeve shirt for Riley, and then see what Ben wants. If they'd be happy with the button-up shirt, or if they want something that's more of a tunic. I might not have enough to do a tunic. It might just have to be a regular shirt. But that's all I have today, friends. I just realized I do not have the energy to go through all of the fabric that I got from when I was in, there's a fabric shop in, I'm sorry, I'm messing it up, Newport News, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, somewhere in that area. And it's like they do a warehouse sale once a month. I forgot the name of the place. If somebody is in that region and could tell me, I'll be sure to pin it so other folks know. But they had a warehouse sale. The junk was like $3 a yard, $5 a yard, and your girl bought some stuff. Okay, I did. And I'm going to have to sort that at a different time because now I feel like I want to take a nap. What I should be feeling like doing is washing some shui shui, but oh no. You know what? I'm not going to wash the black and white. I'm going to keep that. But I think I will wash. And why I bought this random piece of red, because I like red. But I think the other ones I'm not going to wash until I'm sure to use it. But I think these are most likely to be used. So I'm going to wash these. I could also use it as an undercollar. These are all sorts of little fun ways that you can use this fabric um, to do fun mix and match. So that's what I think. I'll wash these first and then see how it turns out, and then show everybody, and then they can get the opportunity to choose what they want. But yeah, so that was that. Thanks y'all so much for hanging out with me today. This was a lot of fun. It has been quite a long time since I've been able to go live. And but I'm back. I'm back from the sabbatical. I will be working starting at the end of the month. That's when classes start again. And I'm trying to remain positive because there's so many changes that are happening at universities, and it's a time. It's a time. I remind myself, as I will remind y'all, for Black folks, our ancestors survived worse with fewer resources. We got this. Let's just not panic. Stay calm and remember our truths and remember our lessons. Build solidarities in ways that are really going to help you get through. And yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to put this fabric away. It might mean getting rid of other fabrics. It just might mean that. It might mean getting rid of other fabrics. But for now, I think I can squeeze it up there, and then I need to look and see what else is going to happen. But I will, I think, put this shui shui in the washing machine, separate gentle, just to see what it does when it's out of the dryer. And so it'll be ready to sew. So I am excited for that. But thank you all so much for hanging out today. Looking forward to the next meetup. I will be saving this video. I'll share it with the Black Women's Stitch Patreon. But I thank y'all for hanging out on TikTok. I thank y'all for hanging out with us on Facebook and Insta and everywhere else you were able to find us. And again, my apologies because I wasn't able to see where you got. See, this is, I don't know if people are actually seeing what I'm doing. But I just want to thank y'all so much for being here, and I will talk with you all a little later. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for hanging out, and I will see you next time.